Hey everyone, my name is Erica and this is a backbending tip that I discovered this morning during my backbending practice. So this is backbends, you gotta be warmed up and you really wanna have, this is a really deep, strong backbend, so you wanna have not just a deep backbend but also a really strong backbend. So if your lower back starts hurting, pinching the lower back, probably best to back off and go back to the basics and really work on strengthening and even find a teacher who can help you with that. Once you are warmed up, come on into, we're going to start in a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So step your left foot forward. No, let's step right foot forward. This is my less open side, so I'm going to start with the side today. So right foot comes forward and then step your right foot out to the right about 1 foot width. Bring your arms forward and up. Back foot starts out flat, pointed, and then sink your hips down, front of your thigh, front of your pelvis presses forward. Lift your arms up, lift your sternum up, and then start to come into your back bend. Keep looking forward at first, and you can really take a nice long time to get deep into your back bend here. Sink your hips, lift your sternum up, reach your arms back, let your arms, keep your arms straight, but let them be heavy, let gravity help. Then here's where the extra release is going to come in. Tuck your toes on that back foot, left foot. Bend your left knee. This is tricky part, you gotta have strong hamstrings. See if you can pull your heel closer to your hip and then lower your foot, point your foot, sink your hips, lift your sternum, reach your arms back. Squeeze your elbows in, tuck your toes, left foot, pull your left heel in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, lower your foot, point your foot, sink your hips, sternum up, back bend, squeeze your right knee in towards the left. It's going to want to come out to the right. Last one, tuck your left toes, pull your heel in, pull it in. That's where the stretch is. See if you can pull your heel a little closer. Don't forget about your arms. And then lower your foot, point your foot, take your arms back, keep looking up or forward, and then squeeze your elbows in even more. Bend your elbows, take your elbows in, reach your elbows back. This is one of my big spots to work on. Straighten your arms, lower, bend your elbows, squeeze them in, reach them back. It's hard to talk in these back bends. Straighten. Last one, bend your elbows, squeeze them in, reach them back. See if your fingers can come together, maybe touch your back. Straighten. Let's put them together just to see if we can do it. Tuck your back toes, pull your heel in, point your foot. Bend your elbows. You might find your foot. You might not quite. Oh, try not to push it. And then release. If you did find your foot, point your foot. This part is sometimes the hardest part. Press your hips back and lift your sternum up. Whew. Lower your hands. Tuck your toes. Press back down dog. Oh, drag that foot back. For 2 breaths. Look towards your hands. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Lower your right knee. And make sure that you lower onto the middle of your knee so that your knee's pointing straight down. My right leg always wants to roll out, so I end up on the inside edge of my knee. So just to double check, make sure I'm going to tuck my toes, lift my knee up, and even stronger than I need to, like a little bit of overcompensating, roll my leg in so that it will actually stay where I want it to be. Left foot walks out to the left. This gives your hips some space to move through the legs for this back bend. And then palms face forward, elbows straight, arms in nice and close. Oops, back foot pointed, right foot pointed. Sink your hips. Lift your sternum. So you can always take lots of breaths here to get into your initial back bend. Sink your hips. Lift your sternum. And again, this back leg is always going to want to roll open. So roll it forward, whichever back leg is back, and however centered your leg tends to be on its own is always going to want to roll open. Tuck your right toes, keep looking forward or up, bend your right knee, pull your heel in, deeper stretch, everything's engaged, so that when you release, lower your foot, point your foot, there's a little more space, you can lift up, more space in the thighs, means more space for your back bend. Tuck your toes, pull your heel in, Pull it in close, 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 close. Ooh, I can feel my hair. Lower your foot. Point. Hips forward, sternum lifts, arms back. Last one, tuck your toes. Heel in. Heel in. Heel in. Foot down. Point your foot. Straighten your arms. Back. And bend your elbows. Elbows in, elbows back. Reach your fingers down, not so much towards your back, but down towards your back leg. And then straighten, palms up. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in, reach back, reach your fingers down. Take it back. Last one, bend your elbows. Whew, I'm sweating. Elbows in, reach back, fingers down. And back, lift your sternum. Then we're going to go for it, tuck your toes, bend your knee, point your foot. Bend your elbows, maybe find your foot, woo. Squeeze your legs towards each other, so left leg to the right, right leg to the left. Squeeze your elbows in, back. Maybe pull your foot closer to the back of your neck. And then release. See if you can release with control, back foot points, and then press. Oh, you might need help with your hands, from your hands. Press your hips back. Lower your hands. Whew. Step back, down dog for 2 breaths. This is after my 2-hour back bending practice. So I'm ready to be done. And then lower your knees, press your shins, roll back, bring your legs out in front of you. Palms face up, feet are nice and wide, just let your legs fall out and just relax. Keep your chin parallel to the floor, but let everything else kind of sink. Relax and release for another 2 breaths. So there's my daily tip. I'm totally sweating. That's okay. I'm ready to be done, so I'm going to do a forward fold and a gentle twist, and then Shavasana if you're still practicing, or even if you want to do another round or 2. That ended up being my 3rd round. And my legs feel great. Enjoy, have fun, good luck.